We'll go through some injury updates. Brent Venables provided a few of those on the Coach's Show. We'll discuss that coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, Locked On Sooners listeners and fans of the Locked On Network, we have an important request. Locked On wants to hear from you. We've put together a survey to learn more about our listeners and make your favorite podcasts even better. This is your chance to tell us what you like, what you don't, and answer questions about our advertising. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes a survey will be entered for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. Again, that's lockedonpodcasts.com/survey. You can also find the link in the show notes. Thanks for helping us out here on the Locked On Network. Jay, I got to ask you, are you wearing this shirt for me? Like, did you put the chill shirt on? It's this red shirt, crimson red, that just says chill in big white block letters across the front. I really feel like that's for me tonight.
You know what this block lettering is, White, right? Like what this homage to? You don't know?
No,
okay,
tell me.
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
With the Netflix logo. You
Locked
chill.
On Sooners and chill, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're trying to get you to lock. That was the goal, is to get you to chill, John. But yes, that's exactly what it is. Because why? Injury updates. We got to talk about these injuries. That's one of the things that we know our listeners and viewers have been losing their minds about. And in a way, rightfully so, we understand, because, you know, we've dealt with being snake bitten, and everybody's concerned that this is something that's going to continue as a trend. Now, granted, this is football. This is a dangerous sport. So dangerous that you can't even hit your quarterback in practice. I'm going to keep reminding y'all of that. You're going to deal with some here or there. But the good thing is that for the most part, you are, knocked on wood, going to be, for the most part, mainly healthy going into this game against Michigan. Brent Venables talked about that on Sunday on his show. We kind of chatted about it a little bit at John, but I think it's a little bit more significant than people understand. You get Michael Fasusi back, who was supposed to be battling Jacob Sexton for that left tackle spot. Even Brent Venables mentioned that he's hoping that Jacob Sexton would even be ready for the game. And then you'll have right tackle Derek Simmons, who he's one player that we were pretty excited about. He'll be able to go in there and also play. You're going to end up probably rotating a few of these linemen. Now, to me, I'm going to be honest, I went and looked at some of the grades, John. Logan Howland had a pretty solid game at right tackle. And I'm actually curious if this was by design, that we did not run behind him very often. Gabe Eicher talked about it on the Oklahoma Breakdown, and I feel like that was a little bit by design.
I think they try to be, we talked about this a lot. They were very vanilla in the run game. They weren't trying to do a whole lot of wide zone concepts. They were just getting up the middle between the tackles, just keeping it simple. I'll be curious what they decide to do this week with the run game. But with Fasusi coming back, he's got to be your starting left tackle, right?
If he's the only one healthy and Sexton is not, he's most likely going to be your starting tackle. So you're going to have a true freshman out there at the left.
Like Luke Buklenko, he was solid in pass pro. I didn't notice anything egregious from him or from Logan Howland, really. But in the run game, I think you've got to go with Fasusi and Derek Simmons. If you want to establish the run, you want to be able to dictate at the line of scrimmage. That to me seems like the most logical choice. Now, a lot goes into the decision-making process, but all the things that we heard about Michael Fasusi out of camp was that he was very much up to the task, going up against guys like R. Mason Thomas and Marvin Jones Jr., getting physical, getting in their face, getting nasty. And this line needs a little nasty. This line needs to get a little aggressive, and they need to maybe get a little over-aggressive. This is where, you need to see a guy like Eddie Pierre-Louis, the stuff that we saw from him last year, got to see it show up, got to start defining this offensive line by their toughness, their physicality, and their nastiness. If it's going to show up, it has to show up this week.
Yeah, we kind of need to just get out there and just get grimy out
Somebody
there.
give me a personal foul penalty. I don't even care. Just get aggressive, get rough, get tough, get physical.
I would like that too. In a way, I also would like us to make sure that we don't, we don't want to lose players because
True.
Michigan's
Fair.
coming into this game without a player.
That's
actually kind of important.
Now, don't get ejected personal foul. Just go a little bit beyond the whistle, that kind of stuff. Like, don't get ejected.
Go fall on top of them. Just don't give them a first down when you do it,
right.
or send us back, 10 yards too far. Do it after we get the first down to where it's 1st and 10 back to where we were, or 10 yards back from what we gained. That way it's kind of evens out. But yeah, I agree with you there. I do want to see that, and we need to see more push out of them. And I think that they'll rise to this game, to this occasion. We saw them do that throughout the season last year. We saw them rise up to specific competition. And you saw some of the footwork and everything get stronger and better. Some players are better on the left than the right, and we recognize that. So I'm hoping that they go out there with the mindset of we're gonna hit somebody in their face, and we're gonna make sure that they gone, and just give if Blaylock, if he's back, which it doesn't sound like there's any too concern. We'll find out from Brent Venables in his presser later today. But go out there and push somebody and fall on them. Give us a little bit of space so I can break through and be gone up the sideline.
Yeah, Fabechi, we spoke with the media on Monday night and talked about how he needed to step up and be a little bit more of a leader, get the guys going a little bit. And he's one of those guys that has to. I mean, he's the veteran on the offensive line, him, Troy Everett. Yep. But as far as from an energy standpoint, from a physicality standpoint, he's one of those guys that has to get everybody up and going. They tried to run Ryan Foje out there quite a bit to some mixed results, and they bumped Fabechi over to left guard. So it'll be interesting to see what this offensive line looks like to open the game, because we're going to see a different combination. It's going to be a different starting combination, much like we saw last year. But can it be more effective? I think with Fasusi at left tackle and then with Derek Simmons at right tackle, I think it can be more effective in the run game, but we got to see. Speaking of the run game, Tory Blaylock battling a shoulder injury. I'd imagine that he goes into this game questionable, maybe even doubtful. We'll see. I mean, there's mixed thoughts out there that are kind of percolating and circulating, but I don't think we'll know anything official really until just before the game, when we see who's dressed out, who's not, and then who ultimately goes in and plays. I think Brent Venables is going to try and keep as much of this under wraps as he possibly can. I don't know if he'll let anything on even in his press conference on Tuesday, because I feel like he's trying to play a little gamesmanship this year, which seems of all the things that have changed with Brent Venables, he continues to evolve as a head coach. He's dipping a little bit more into the gamesmanship aspect of this.
Yeah, he's starting to better understand that you got to play this game. You ain't got much of a choice.
You don't got to be honest about everything.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be coy about it, and it's okay. Yep. I'm sorry, forget the fans. Y'all will be all right. I'll be just fine not knowing this information until the game actually starts. We'll be okay, and that's something to recognize. Right. In a lot of situations, you don't need to know all the details. Sometimes you just need to know that, something going to happen. Mm-hmm. We'll be all right.
Yep.
We'll see what it looks like.
What did people do watching football before Twitter came out? I can't even remember what it was like to watch a football game without Twitter, right? Or message boards, like 1999, 2000, when we're watching football, we're just watching football.
Was the games even on TV back then?
You're reading the newspaper in the build-up, and that's about all you got, man.
You're reading the rosters
and reading box scores and all that, man. It's definitely a different time. Our kids aren't going to know what that was like at all.
I read a ton of box scores back in the day.
Dude, that was the day, man. Just waking up every morning, checking the baseball box scores, reading the NBA action from the night before. That's the only way you kept up with sports. Anyway. Hey, okay, before we get out of here and get to our stock up segment, project Oklahoma's starting offensive line for Saturday.
Michael Fasusi, Eddie Pierre-Louis, Troy Everett, Fabechi Wewu, and Logan Howland. Okay.
What do you think the percent chance is that Jake Michaela starts at center?
60-40 that it's going to be Everett. Or say 40-60 Michael then. Because
I thought
Michael was really good.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. He could battle his way in to try to take some of those snaps away. So wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that they had Michael speak to the media on Monday night. Something to keep an eye on and consider there. Coming up next, stock up for the Oklahoma Sooners after week 1. We'll discuss coming up on Locked On Sooners.